Hi, how are you today?
I've been better.
Oh no. So we've met a couple times previously, and we were talking about your relationship with your parents, how it's kind of rocky. You haven't spoken with them in several months, and we also spoke about you and your significant other relationship and how that's kind of been strained also lately.
Mhm.
Tell me how things are going with both of those.
Um, well, me and my boyfriend Aaron actually split up
Oh
yesterday.
no.
It was a very bad breakup. It ended, which is harder than most breakups because we shared everything, apartment, car. So it's leaving me kind of empty-handed on that aspect. And then I still have yet to talk to my parents. Haven't spoken to my family, and I think it's almost been a year.
I'm really sorry to hear that, Hannah. So you broke up last night, you said, and you spoke about how you shared an apartment and many other things.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me how that's been going for you. How have you been processing all of this?
Well, it's been very hard considering my family is miles and miles away. So I moved out here with Aaron over 2 years ago, and
Mm-hmm.
we got this apartment together. Lease is under his name. The car was under his name. So after the breakup, he basically took everything, leaving me without a place to live, without a car, no way of getting to my job, and with him being my only support system out here, kind of leaves me alone, lost
Right.
on my own, which I'm not used to. So.
Oh, this sounds terrible. Sounds like you're going through a really rough time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, well, good thing is you have a job. That's great. You
Yeah.
know, that's a wonderful thing to have.
Yes.
But you are having car troubles, and everything was in his name. You said so.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can look into getting you some kind of a bus schedule. You know, if it fits into your schedule, and we'll see if the location fits with where you work.
Yeah.
And so, tell me about your work. How is that going for you? We spoke about that a little bit last time too. You said that you seemed fairly happy there. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, last time you said you were right about a 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to ask you on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not happy at all, and 10 being very satisfied with your job. Where would you put yourself today?
I actually think it's increased to a 7,
Oh,
maybe
that's
an 8.
great.
Yeah.
Good.
I enjoy being receptionist in the vet office. The environment's nice. It's obviously what I went to school for, despite my parents' wishes. And I like my coworkers, my boss. It's good, especially after what I've been going through lately. So.
Oh yeah. Well, the relationship with the people you work with can make or break the job.
Mm-hmm,
It isn't
definitely.
always about the actual work.
Yeah.
I know how that is. So, do you think that maybe you could get a apartment closer to work? That's another option. That's another avenue we could look
Mm-hmm.
into.
I actually, since I was kicked out of his house, leaving me with nowhere to go, I actually did find an apartment, the cheapest one in the area, but it is a 35-minute drive from the place,
Mm-hmm.
from my job, so I was hoping to find a closer one in my price range,
Right.
but I'm not sure if that's possible. Maybe I'll have to find another job, even though I do enjoy this job, so it's going to be like a give and take kind of situation, and I wasn't really prepared to make these kinds of changes.
So you said that you enjoy your job,
Mm-hmm.
but you're willing to maybe look into getting another one. So
If I have to.
right,
Mm-hmm.
and transportation barriers, and you're also staying at apartment now
Mm-hmm.
that you found yourself.
Yes.
Tell me how the process has been without being with your significant other. I know you said it's only been a short time, but
Mm-hmm.
do you see other support systems?
Well, it's definitely been hard. Any breakup is, but
Mm-hmm.
he was since high school. We've been together for over 5 years, and he was the only one I've ever been with. So
Oh wow!
even
Yeah.
through the difficult losing friends in high school, or the stress of going to college, or fights with my parents, he was the one I always relied on.
Yeah.
So being the only one I've ever been close with, and my only support system out here, it's kind of I relied very heavily on him.
Okay.
So without him there, it is very difficult to be on my own. But I guess it's a change I'm willing to make, obviously, until I can find someone else. But
And it made me good turning over a new leaf.
Mm-hmm.
And I really admire that your honesty and how you admit that you were very dependent on him.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, that codependency isn't a very healthy thing. So now, starting a new leaf, you can get your own transportation, which is, being independent.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. You have a job, which is great. And, living by yourself, it's going to be hard at first, but,
Yeah.
it's definitely steps in the right direction to independence, which is huge.
Yeah.
Now, tell me a little bit about you and your parents' relationship. We had talked about that previously also. Would
Hmm.
you look into maybe building that relationship back up, and how do you feel about that?
I'd be willing to, but it's going to be very difficult. We haven't spoken in, it's almost been a year since they weren't very supportive of my decision to go to vet school.
Mm-hmm.
They said the career was very scarce, there weren't many job opportunities. They wanted me to
Right.
go with something more fulfilling, more financially stable, but I thought they would always support me. So
Mm-hmm.
at the end of high school that summer, we had a huge falling out, said things that I don't really think can be forgotten or forgiven. So I made the decision to move out here with Aaron and start over. We haven't spoken in a very long time, so I don't know if that's anything that can ever be repaired.
Mm-hmm.
But I may need that kind of support in my life if they're willing to reconnect. I'm not quite sure.
Well, it's great that you are willing to, open that avenue again
Mhm.
because it sounds like you did have a pretty strong relationship with them in the
At one
past.
point, yes.
So you said that you had kind of had a falling out due to you wanting to do something that they didn't want to do, which is going to vet school, which would have been a great career and a great
Mhm.
opportunity for you.
Mm-hmm.
They probably also didn't like the fact that you were leaving everything behind to move in with a boyfriend that they weren't familiar with.
Yes, I also don't want to hear the "I told you so"s that would come
Yeah,
with. Mhm.
very understandable.
Mhm.
So how about your siblings? How has their relationship been with them?
I did have a younger sister who
Mhm.
was a year younger, and we actually, growing up and throughout high school, since we went to the same school, we were very close. But I have spoken to her more recently than my parents.
And
But
how is that relationship?
it's obviously long distance, but it's good. We catch up now and then again, but she does. She is in a tight spot between me and my parents, so
Mhm.
I couldn't move in with her if I do feel the need. But of course, that's back home where I'd have to
Right.
obviously talk to my parents again. I'd have to leave this job, so I'm up in the air of what I should do. But
Well, that's a positive thing. Also,
Mhm.
that's another support system that sounds like it could be great. And family is always a very good thing to have.
yes, true.
So today we talked about your strained relationship with Aaron
Mhm.
and how you're trying to move past it and the codependency issues.
Mhm.
And part of that is you not having a car currently. So let me grab you some information of the bus line around
Mhm.
here, and if it'll line up from where you're living currently to your current position at your
Mhm.
work, because it sounds like you're enjoying that. And
I am.
you
Yeah,
know,
it's a good escape from what's been going on recently, and I'm
yes,
just hoping that if I do decide to reconnect with my family, there'll be that sort of opportunity back home. So I have to decide what's more important to me at this point. Yeah.
and going to work every day, getting up and going to work, getting out of bed, that's a big step, and that's
Mhm.
admirable. And also,
Yeah.
kind of getting your mind off of things too,
Right.
and it keep you busy and it'll keep your mind off of
Yeah.
the strained relationships right now.
Mhm.
So let me get you the information for
Okay,
the
that'd
bus
be helpful.
schedule,
Yes.
and we can also look into other possibilities for apartments and whatnot in the area.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm. Yep.
It was really great meeting with you.
Again, yeah. Thank you too.
Thank you.